Right guys and girls, Mark Crossfield here. I've got the Taylormade Stealth Plus driver. So this one is predominantly the bomber, maybe better player version. Sorry for the beep, we still haven't got up to our very high smoke alarm that needs a new battery. Should we show you what this one is all about? We have the carbon face and bits. It's the future, they say. Let's see just how much ball speed I can get out of this baby. So down by the ball, it's got stealth loveliness. It's still a 460 head shape, but it doesn't present massive down by the ball. You see the red face to the black top, and you get this kind of patent black top, if you like. So this shinier black rim with the more carbony or dulled off black on top. And the red face does look cool. I'm glad they've colored this face in just to remind us that it's different. Thank you for that, otherwise until we hit it and the sound, which you'll hear in a second, we'll just forget about that. So I'm really pleased that's coloured in. Thanks for colouring that in. So as you can imagine, it's got that fantastic carbon sound. So it's not a loud sound, but it's not quiet, it's somewhere in between. It's a muted version of really loud. I think I've said it in most videos, they just look as good as anything out there, the Taylormades. They do look great. Obviously, as you'd imagine from a Taylormade driver, it's packed with tech, which we'll look at in a second. The Plus feels relatively lowest spin and bomby. Does sound good. I like the sound, but it's nothing new. Like, the sound is what I imagine carbon, or not imagine, I remember carbon headed face drivers to sound like. You know, which might be new to you, but to me who's hit wooden drivers, I mean, it's got definitely essence of a wood sound in it. But I remember carbon drivers and they sounded like this. And even when you had a titanium face, but lots of carbon, they could sound like this. And to be fair, the way golf clubs are built, I reckon nearly any manufacturer, if people wanted their drivers to sound like this, they would make them sound like this without using that face. That's not a good or bad thing. A little bit fadey, which often is the way with the Plus models. They set them up to not go left as a general rule. If you haven't checked out my review on the Stealth, not the Plus, it's coming or here, subject to when you're watching this one. So let's look at the tech of the Stealth Plus, see what Taylormade are saying about this club. 60 times carbon twist face, so it's got the twist face that we've seen for ages. New carbon 60 times twist face, so they've used 60 layers of carbon fiber, have been strategically designed to optimize energy transfer and deliver fast ball speeds in larger areas, resulting in optimal distance and forgiveness. So in theory, over a batch of shots, you might find my ball speed jumps up because they said larger areas are going to be faster. That's the idea with the red face that they painted red, so we know. Got a nano texture cover on this twist face, this carbon face. It's using polyurethane cover. That's a word that you relate to the ball. Featuring a revolutionary new nano texture technology. It gives a better launch to optimize total distance, so to control spin through the friction, I think it is, on the face. So this one in theory is the lower MOI. You would go to the standard Stealth for the higher MOI. We still get the sliding weight in the front of the club, 10 grams sliding weight, the dial in any kind of center strikes. So if you're someone who likes hitting it high toe, you might move it there to line it up or not, and it might reduce curvature a little bit as well, those kind of ideas with that weight on the bottom. And through slot speed pocket on the bottom as well. And like with every driver now, it's aerodynamic design to try and make you get as much speed as possible. So packed with tech, as you can imagine. I am looking forward to more ball speed. That's a high toe dipper. Yes, please. Which is why I wouldn't game this club. I generally game the standard versions. Just the 1,200 spin on that one. That's me. No one can help me with that. That's a bit of a low heel as well, but it's still doing okay. It has to be said, like with all Taylormade products, it looks and feels fantastic. Now the sound will appeal to some and not others. I think in the Plus it'll appeal more, this kind of muted sound. I would worry if you've got slower ball speeds that it doesn't make enough sound. So I'm going to keep my data set going, to get a good array of strikes, to show you the deviations and the top speeds. And we've got a little game coming for you at the end as well, because obviously this is revolutionary, so we should be able to set a green way out there if I can hit it straight, and I should be able to get it because of the revolution. It's painted red. Right, let's take a look at these numbers. Let's see just how fast the new Stealth in the Plus version, see how fast it comes out. So I've trimmed out a few of the old mishits in there because I just don't really need to show you those, in the sense that you could in your fittings, you know, it's up to you how much you want to include them or not. Like when I'm hitting high toe and getting a 1 free spin, for me, like that's me, that's the mess of me coming through. So I'm just getting rid of that one. But I leave it in there in the review as well for you to see, because we all hit these shots. So if you hit a lot of these shots, it would suggest that this driver, as in the Plus, might not be the one for you. I definitely hit high toe, low spinners as an average to bad shot, and sometimes a good shot, but the Plus can turn it into a bad shot, which is why I'll go for more of a higher spinning club. So in that middle range, like 2000 to 2.4. If this one is spinning around 2000, which I think it is, and mishits go down to 1.7, that's just no good for me. What we see is 157, nearly 158 ball speed, launching at 13 degrees, spinning at 2.1, nice low spin with pretty tight deviation on the back, so I've trimmed it down to, and a 2.76 carry with an average standard deviation of 4 yards. They're just really good, solid numbers. Like I say, this just sits a little bit low for me, bearing in mind I took out some low spinners as well. Well, that's why I would opt more for the standard Stealth if I was going in this brand. But those numbers are super, super solid, and as expected from a Plus model in a brand. You know, most models have that, most manufacturers have that kind of Plus, whatever they call it, model where it's that slightly lower spinning. And that's sitting in there as good as anything, as I would expect. Taylormade just make really good clubs. So we've got a little game at the end. I mean, I'm not seeing any revolution in this. I am seeing a red face, like that's a red face for definite, which is going to be great for telly and marketing, but it's not. Come on, we must understand now that it's limited, please. So let's put our green out there. We've done this before. 320. There, and I've got my Zexio driver here, so which one will hit the 320 green? I'm just going to put it out there. You in the comments can guess which one's going to hit it. I'm going to guess neither, because I normally can't get this green. But it's a revolution. It's a new world of carbon face, so in theory Taylormade are saying I might get there. I'm going to try and kill it. Bit low heel, but nice and straight. Definitely got some speed, just need the strike. Get up! Oh, I could get there, look. I could get there if I strike this. I do wonder how shoddy this face will look over time. It'll be interesting how it makes me think of a putter. Like, you're gonna have to look after this. It's got paint on, it's colored in, where most drivers obviously are just, you know, titanium faces. So they're more resilient to any scrapes maybe in the paintwork. Like, that wouldn't bother me. I'm not club proud like that, but people who are spending lots of money on their driver don't want it looking rubbish with the odd accidental dink on it. Get a stone caught between the ball, you know, a little bit of grit, ball and face. That's gonna mark, isn't it? That's a low spinner. So you can see it turning, that's my strike. It's not the club. No club can out with that, no matter what they say the face does. So it's 158 ball. Like, I so wish it was a revolution. All right, one more with Stealth, and then we'll do 3 with mine. Oh, that's a good one, and I went for that. Here we go, here we go. That's carrying further. Run hard, run really hard. 306, 159 ball. All right, let's see what my Zexio's got in comparison. Same strike, you can see it's getting that toey strike, it's exactly the same pattern as the Stealth. I've just pulled it, struck it better though. This one feels a little bit more drawy. Like, that's going to be close, look. That's the longest, 310. 320, come on. Get faster. A bit thin heel, which is it's just puffing a little bit. But I just want to show you the numbers on those. I'm going to give Stealth another go. There's probably going to be loads of just one more goes here. So we've got the 3 shots here. 162 ball speed with mine, 158 with the Stealth. Same launch, spins a little high, but the last one is a outlier. If we take the last one out, look how close they are, because obviously I put more spin on that because it was a Healy cut. If we put that back in for the averages, 282 carry to 279. Even though I wouldn't call mine longer, I would call them the same. Look at the standard deviation, 4 and 4, so they're very much overlapping. There is more ball speed out of mine, so it shows you that the Stealth is doing well. Lower ball speed to get pretty much the same, but if we could just maximize, you see how the last one, if that was a 2-1 spin, struck it better with that ball speed, then you might see the standard deviation start to part. Just one more set of 3, one more go set of 3, the red faces, it's revolution. What's interesting as well with the 2 heads, I would say that this has more mass probably without measuring the mine, which is where the efficiency might jump up, so I can swing that faster, but get the same out of this. So it's not really that it's doing anything, it's how I react to the mass that I can move, you know, how I move it. Right, come on, Stealth, revolutionize me. Get up, that could go, surely. Surely. No, look, it's not carrying that far. Go hard. 160 ball. Have we? Have we? It's gone a little left, but I mean, that's going to hit most fairways. That's close. There we go. Get up there, get up there, get up there. Oh, 306. 160 ball again. Last one, Stealth. This needs, all the worlds need to align. And they haven't. Oh, I went for that and I've just pushed fade, weak, puffer. Go on, one more go. 161 ball. 161 ball with that strike isn't gonna wash. Just one more with Stealth. It's a bit toey, but it'll be a low, look at it dip. It's a low, that could run, because Foresight likes a low spinner. That's getting on. Pin eye. It's a complete fakie, but it's a 1-3 spin. It's through the back. It's a revolution. It definitely is. Or a Foresight algorithm. You choose. All right, just a couple more with mine then. To give you an equivalent at the end, we'll show you the comparison. Really good driver. Stealth's just solid. I wouldn't expect anything else from Taylormade. As much as I think their words are a little crazy, you can see how much they're landing in the same spot. So that's 161 ball but 2-4 spin, so it's not getting that over-exaggerated carry. I don't think we can with that bottomy strike. It's doing well though. That's doing good. 163 ball, 304 again, it was a strike, 2-5 spin. Just to show you those for the fun, I think it's so interesting of where speed comes from. So mine's driver, Stealth to Stealth, 162 ball to 159, that's statistically different, just overlapping you could argue, but not launching the same, spinning on average the same, and then going the same distance. But look at the short, long deviations with Stealth. So obviously we've got the outlier in there. So I've taken that outlier out there, ball speed's now overlapping, launch the same, spin the same, and the distances carry are overlapping along with the total. Look at the 2 circles. So I see smoke and mirrors, I see marketing aggression, I see a red face, I see visible tech. It's definitely got a different sound. It's got a fantastic look. It does have essence of wood and very much that carbon sound and feel. I do see lots of Taylormade puppets out there as well online, which is really worrying. That I just can't believe people are thinking that there is more ball speed out of these. Like, really still now does shock me. If you want a good driver that looks good, sounds good, buy it. Test it, go and see how it works for you. It's just a good driver. There's no revolutions. The biggest revolution in my distance from 262 up to 282 and 280 in there is me, what I've done. Unfortunately, doesn't matter what colour they paint the faces. Little side note question for you. When they have to start painting the tech a certain colour, well, it makes me think of another brand. It makes me think of that. Oh, look, it comes in this colour and a different colour, which is all nice, and I've got one. You know, buy your shiny stuff. But when you're having to resort to painting things colours, it's almost like you've not got anywhere else to go, possibly. Go on in those comments. What do you think?